Hey, beautiful stars. You're listening to Her Starring Role, and I'm your host, Michele Lamoureux. Today on the show, I want to share something inspirational. It's a quote from one of my favorite poets, and it's from a book called The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. And if you've never picked up this book, I highly recommend it. It's so beautiful, and I can't read it without it bringing me to tears. His work is so magical, in my opinion, and so profound. Um, and in The Prophet, he writes about like love and family, and there's one on friendship. This is a quote. It says, again, Khalil Gibran, The Prophet on friendship. For in the dew of little things, the heart finds its morning and is refreshed. I'm going to read that again. For in the dew of little things, the heart finds its morning and is refreshed. I just think it's so beautiful. The dew of little things, the heart finds its morning and is refreshed. So often we are chasing the big goals or pushing ourselves so hard or creating unnecessary expectations or feeling like we need to do more. And that more can literally just be like feeling like we can't sit down. If you're anything like me, it's time to sit down and watch the movie with my husband. And I'll find that I am like, oh yeah, I got to throw in one more load of laundry. I don't know why, because it can probably wait to the next morning, but I always feel like I need to be doing more. And maybe this resonates with you. Maybe you also feel like you always need to be doing more and thinking about the to-do list and the mental load and all the things and everyone you love. And part of becoming the star of our lives, I think, is can be just as simple as starting to embrace the do of the little things. And I think that can look different for each of us. It's funny because as I'm recording this solo cast, I can hear my dog. I can hear my sweet dog outside the door breathing heavily because the door is closed and that he had just come home a little while ago with my husband. And I think he wants my attention, which that is a do of little things, like just petting him and he's so in the moment and so beautiful and precious and present. And he's always a great reminder. If you've got a pet, they're so in the moment, right? And they can bring us back to what really matters. So for me, I'm just going to share some little things that do make my heart feel refreshed. It's petting my dog, as I mentioned, it's having a cup of tea in the morning and throughout the day. I'm definitely more of a tea drinker than coffee. Hot tea is such a pleasure for me. But when I allow myself to actually enjoy it while it's still hot and not coming back to it as it's cooled and then it's no longer satisfying, right? It's that first sip when it's so good and then you can just really savor it. Stepping outside in the morning when it's not too hot in the summer and feeling the sun on my skin and sitting there quietly for a minute just before the day starts. I love freshly washed bedding. I love it. It's such a simple pleasure for me, but nothing makes me happier than clean sheets, but it's a simple pleasure that makes me feel so good. It's seeing something so silly and funny that just takes you off guard. Um, it's sharing a kind moment with a stranger. That can be so deeply refreshing to the soul, right? When you have a nice interaction. I actually had that recently on a flight. Right before a flight, I met this really lovely woman, and we ended up talking for probably 40 minutes before the flight took off. And it was so nice to meet somebody new. That's, a little thing that gives so much and unplanned too. So a little spontaneity. For me, it can be watching a sunset, uh, a quiet moment where I'm really being present with my family. I love to buy just like the $10 bouquet of roses from Trader Joe's once a week. Fresh cut flowers bring me so much joy, or a new lipstick. It seems simple and silly, but I've always liked lipstick. Um, and yeah, just a fresh lipstick and putting it on, um, getting your nails done, painting my toes myself with a fun new color. It's like those simple little things that can be so refreshing to the soul. They don't have to be grand gestures. They don't have to cost a lot of money. Doesn't have to cost anything, right? And so I want you to think about this week. What are those little things where your heart can find its morning and be refreshed? What are those things for you? Maybe it is, yeah, just literally sitting with your dog or your cat or your pet and enjoying just the moment of petting them and their joy of getting your attention and love. Um, so many little things. It could be a walk. Gosh, I love a walk for that feeling of being refreshed. It's playing a song that uplifts you or takes you back to a great memory from maybe your college days, from a high school friend, right? It's like things like that. Yeah, this week, that's the invitation. There is a bigger invitation um, to really start reconnecting to the you, remembering the you before the world got to you and tried to conform you to this way of being or made you feel like you had to be a certain way to be lovable or acceptable or to fit in, you had to dim your light or adapt somebody else's way of thinking to feel like you belong versus really connecting to what's true to you. That's more of the bigger picture stuff, and we'll tackle that together. But this week, I feel like the little things, I'm holding this purple amethyst stone. Um, those the stores that have the crystals and the stones. I just like pretty things. And this, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm just holding an oval shaped amethyst stone that's so smooth and just feels it's relaxing to hold and to touch. That's the do of little things, right? Maybe it's listening if it's raining and just being able to lie in bed and listen to the rain. Um, those small things that are so big in terms of what they give back to you. So this week, that's the invitation. What are those little things that are refreshing your soul? And maybe it is reading a page of poetry. Um, if you've not read the book, I'll link it in the show notes. The Prophet is so beautiful. Remember the light that you are and that we can give back to ourselves in the littlest ways. And maybe that is literally even just, like I said, stopping and not feeling the need to throw in that extra load of laundry or allowing yourself to read the book and definitely put down the phone. If you're scrolling before bed, maybe the do of that is to read a chapter of a book instead, or some of this poetry I'm talking about, or something that feeds your soul instead of drains it. Um, yeah, because you deserve it. Okay, my friends, that is the message for this week. And if you enjoyed it, do share it with a friend. And if you want to connect with me, definitely subscribe to the newsletter. And you can always reply to any newsletter that goes out and send a message along of topics you want covered, of what maybe the little things are for you. And together we can reclaim ourselves and pursue the things that our heart truly desires. Okay, my friends, on that note, I'll be back with you next Wednesday. Bye for now.